What scientific breakthrough have you seen have the most impact?
The mRNA technology, what we have just demonstrated we can do with that technology in the context of COVID-19 and probably many other viral diseases, it has really revolutionized, I think, vaccine research and development for infectious diseases.
What infectious disease after flu would you most like to try to target with an mRNA vaccine? Where would you go next with this technology?
There are a number of targets that lend themselves to this technology. I mean, particularly viral diseases. So there are other respiratory viruses that I think we can address with this technology, both in pediatric as well as adult settings. So that's probably the kind of the next frontier where I like to go. Another area where I think we have struggled over the years is respiratory syncytial virus, particularly in children, because that's not served right now with the approaches that are taken for RSV. But the children, 6 months, let's say, to 5 years, there is reluctance to use recombinant protein approaches. So I think the RNA technology lends itself there as well to potentially be successful. We have tried attenuated RSVs in this population, and they really haven't led to success yet. So I would think that that's another area that I think it would be worthwhile focusing on.
What new scientific discovery are you most excited about and why?
I think another scientific discovery just in general is the CRISPR technology that is very impressive. What you can do with it, I think it has facilitated in general research work by being able to manipulate and modify individual genes. It really has revolutionized, I think, R&D in many different settings. So for me, this is a very impressive new technology, very useful.
And what's the most important unsolved scientific or medical problem?
For me personally, because that's where I have spent my careers in, it is infectious diseases because they're unpredictable. As we just saw with COVID-19, we already talked about influenza. I think this is worrisome. We have just seen what can happen when an infectious disease is completely out of control. But in the bigger schemes in other scientific areas, I still think that cancers and oncology, to me, is a very important field where we have made great strides to control certain cancers pretty well. But there's still a lot more that needs to be done, and just the pain and suffering that goes along with it. It's devastating. So much more work needs to get into this. And then maybe a third area, even though you asked me only for one, I think it's the rare diseases and how we have accomplished now to even take care with new technologies of certain rare diseases. So for me, those are probably the most important diseases that where I would like to see much more emphasis being put on.